Great. So this is Roger. He has been a patient for years and he has a very interesting outlook on life. He loves to stay active and stay healthy and active and has lots of cool hobbies and had lots of medical issues that other people might have let step in their way of doing what he wants to do. So here's Roger.
Hi, I appreciate this opportunity because I would shout it from the rooftops if I could, how much a person's able to do in combining medical and know-how and actually doing things makes a huge difference.
For sure. What are your main issues that you've suffered with over the years?
It's hard to narrow it down, but I would say chronic inflammation is a huge one, and degenerative arthritis.
For sure. For sure.
It's in different parts of my bodies. My lower back has been huge, wrists, knees, just all different head to toe places.
Sure. And before we got all of our therapies, I like nutrition. And in the early days when you first came, I did like to give people nutritional advice. Lots of people only are ready to accept it when they're searching for it. So most people didn't take my advice, but you are one that went headfirst into that realm. And it's interesting, your diet and how you approach things and all that.
Yeah, I remember asking you, why do I wake up in pain so often in the mornings? And sometimes it's not there. And why is it there? And, chronic inflammation was a big part of that. And my diet was huge. So I'm on the Dr. Terry Wall's kind of diet. And it basically strips out everything. I eat 9 cups of vegetables and about a pound of meat every day. But it takes out most of the things that are offensive in a person's diet. A person could add things back in and see if they trigger it, but I'm just so happy eating all of that and it works for me. Yeah. That's been a big part of, as a matter of fact, that's aimed at blood work. And my doctor said that I should start smoking and drinking because there's nothing he can do to help me because my blood works so good.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, for sure. And tell them some about the hobbies you like to do activity wise.
Okay, so I'm the oldest BMX racer in Pennsylvania. I'm 68 years old. They're pedal bikes, and it starts out on top of a big hill, and you come down and hit some jumps and banked corners. And so it's a lot of fun, and it's good physically, and it's good socially. I also am a musician, so I like playing drums and guitar and all of that. And that takes some dexterity in the wrists and hands. I preach at 2 different churches, and believe it or not, standing still in one spot preaching is just as big a challenge as with the BMX or some of my other activities.
For sure. Definitely. Standing still can have its own bad effects for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you mentioned about the musician, that did jog my memory. We worked on your, I think, thumbs a long time ago. Are those still working out?
Yeah. Yeah. So I had a job where I drove 30 to 40,000 miles a year, and I ran the chainsaw quite a bit. And we also had a tag hammer that we tagged logs with, and I tagged millions of logs. And my arthritis especially my right hand, was really bad and really painful all at the same time. And we kind of systematically broke down the scar tissue, and each one of the things that we've worked on together opens a window for a next level of improvement. So it's like you'll break down some pain and some trigger points, and then I try to take advantage of that open window and really work on mobility and strengthening with each step we've gone. And I'm in much better position now than I was 10 years ago.
Nice. So you can still play and all the
banjo, guitar, fiddle, drums.
Yeah.
Love it all.
I think it was the drums that the thing that flared it up the last.
Mostly, yeah, because I play a lot of hand drums, and sends a little shockwaves up. But yeah.
Yes, for sure. And then I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about your low back, because I think sometimes people think it's an either they go the pain management route, or like the traditional pain management route, or they do us, but you've definitely blended the two together pretty successfully.
Okay, so according to the x-rays, 3 of my discs have nothing between them. They're like on top of each other. and I get an ablation, which the nerves stemming out of the lower spine in 3 places on each side. Once a year, I get radio frequency. They insert a needle right to that nerve, and then they turn up the sound waves, and it, lack of other words, it fries it like a piece of bacon, but it breaks up the signal pathway. Typically, most of their patients get that done every 3 months. Between, I feel, what we've done and my level of activity, I get that done once a year. But getting that done once a year, and then the continued things that we keep doing and adding, have really kept me moving. 2 things that I do at home that I learned from you are a vibration plate and mobility sticks. And both of those are a daily routine. And I feel strongly that that's been an asset to the program.
For sure. So the vibration plates, for people that haven't been into the office, we do use those in our office, and it's really good for inflammation, helps stimulate your lymph system. For people with bone density issues, it helps with their bone density. The sticks that you're talking about, I have my own sticks. I use them daily. It's really seems like a very simple thing, and I tried to recreate it with PVC pipe, and it's not the same.
The flexibility of the fiberglass is what gives you the whip.
The push, yes, for sure. And I would say I have just you, myself, and my dad. My dad is a big golfer, and he's also likes to stay super active like you do, and he uses his sticks every single morning for sure. Mm-hmm. And they have like lots of different exercises and stuff that are geared towards specific activities that you want to prep for. But I like it just as an overall, like you're saying, mobility thing in the morning, just for life, not just for a sport. But
yeah, I used to just try to build up strength, and I did a lot of weightlifting and stuff. And I'm finding in my older age, and probably would have been better if I started earlier, but so many things that decompress, and those sticks can be used in a way that decompresses a lot of the areas. While it's decompressed, again, the mobility, the stretching, and then the building the muscles to support that.
Yeah, for sure. With your low back, since you've been coming in so long, we've tried just about everything that we do on your low back. So we did ART, Graston, flexion distraction, all the things. We did use shockwave on your low back when we first got it, but we've really changed the way we use shockwave. We've done 8 seminars since we got the machine 2.5 years ago. So we really tweak it each time. In the last seminar we went to, we had this really cool study on, read about this really cool study on rats, where they use the shockwave at the same time the rats were getting decompression on their discs, and they showed the progression of how it actually regenerated the disc, made it thicker. Like you're saying, you had no space between your disc, and then we see here these rats in this 12-week progression of that, and then they get increased disc height by the end. When we were at the seminar, they did it to us, and it is a very unique feeling. It's like it peels apart the vertebrae, directs it right into this joint space, and it feels different than when you do it otherwise, for sure. And then we were able to try that on you too.
Yeah, it really worked well. The pain was a lot less, and I was able to move more, and those are all good things.
Yeah, for sure. What are since you said you're 68, so what would be your advice for somebody who is dealing with such bad degeneration in their low back, if they're very sedentary and want to get more mobile?
I once heard that our bodies are cement waiting to harden, but motion is the lotion. So doing what you can when you can, working to the edge of pain, but not past it. Keep moving, take advantage of the therapies that are available, both the chiropractic approach and the medical approaches. I lean towards the chiropractic whenever possible, because it's not a Band-Aid. You work on supporting the muscles that hold things in place and everything. Keeping moving, taking advantage of everything that you can. And I constantly ask, what's my new 100%? Because it's a moving target. I'm not 60% of what I once was, or 40% of what I once was, but what's my new 100%, and how can I work into that, take advantage of that, or even increase it.
For sure. I can't remember, to be honest. Did you do a lot of injections before?
I did. Before they go to the ablation, they try it 3 times with steroid shots. And if the steroid shots don't work, then the ablation won't work either. It's a different kind of problem. Okay. So following the insurance protocol, first was physical therapy, and then was the shots, and then the ablation. But I wouldn't be crazy about just getting shots forevermore. The shots go right into the center of the spine, as I understand it. The ablation, they approach the nerves from outside of the spine, and it's just actually a lot less hazardous.
Yeah. We have a sheet that outlines right off the Mayo Clinic website the negative side effects that can come from an epidural shot or just a steroid injection. And so there are risks with that. And one of the risks is thinning of the tendons and ligaments and weakening of the bone, a softening of the bone itself and thinning out of the bone. And I just had a new patient yesterday, sweet lady, 81. And she has had 23 epidurals in her neck. And she went to Cleveland Clinic. They sent her to Cleveland Clinic that's a lot of shots in your spine. And they said that side effect is happening. She's having the softening of the bone, and then that's causing its own problems.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've been a chiropractor since 2007, and I've never heard of that many steroid or epidural shots in the spine. That just seems wild to me. But so those side effects can happen, and a softening of the bone is hard to.
Right after the shots, feel like Superman. You feel really good. So that's the temptation. Yeah. But the problem is, like you said, if it opens a window again a little bit to be able to do some other things and get away from it, then that's one kind of use of a shot like that. But to just use it constantly, the cure, it works against you in the long run. And I want to live to 100 and die the next day.
Yes, I know. I've heard at a seminar where they say you're going to either, which would you rather do? You want to rust out or wear out? And I would prefer to wear out personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that it's a good approach to life. And that's the kind of people we see in the office, the ones that they don't want to just settle for, I have totally degenerated back and now I just have to watch TV all day. They want to get back to their activities that they like to the best that they can, for sure. Because
it's a quality of life.
Yeah. I was talking with one of my patients just yesterday. She's got bad RA, and RA can attack your joints. It attacked her ankle. She had to have an ankle replacement, which is unusual. They don't do a ton of those. And it was starting to happen on the other side. So she said, the shockwave is really working to help mitigate that. And she said, it just totally changes your demeanor because you don't even realize what pain does to your demeanor.
Yeah.
Chronic pain, you don't realize it, but it's making you shorter. It's
depressing.
Yeah. It's a mental health thing. Chronic pain causes mental health issues for sure.
Yeah.
Long term. Yeah. But that is great talking to you. You're an inspirational story. I love the BMXing I hope you make it a decade more. That would be.
I appreciate that.
It's a great thing to share with your grandkids and all the stuff.
It is. It's a family event, and I enjoy the subculture.
Yeah. Yes.
I maybe did want to mention is that it feels like things are winding up here, that your choice of medical providers is a choice. You don't just have to go to the person on the corner. I've been super fussy about the team I work with, and both medically and with you, they all appreciate this combined approach. That makes a big difference when you got everybody on board and working together. And it's so amazing how much medical people will work with you if you're willing to work. And it makes a huge difference.
For sure. And I would point out that you live really rurally out there. So you can still access that kind of care even when you're located remotely.
Yep. You just got to not settle for less.
Search it out and all the things. Yeah, I would say so. All right. Good. Did you have anything else you wanted to?
No, just keep moving and enjoy life.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm gonna pause the recording. I'm not sure if I can. That should be good for them. They can stop it at whatever point that they,
Okay.
yeah. I look forward to always having you in the office, Roger.
I appreciate being there. But
Yeah, and there's our free day next week is you can do whatever day you want for the next one, but we also have our monthly free day on Thursday, and there's still some openings left. I'm not sure what you have on Thursday.
okay. Oh, yeah. I'm going camping with my granddaughter for our annual trip.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's fun. But I did notice in the packages, the combination of the red light therapy and the shockwave and the decompression things. The decompression and the shockwave we did, there wasn't quite a package that matched.
We've subbed out the laser. So there's a laser and decompression package, and we've turned that into shockwave and decompression. So we just subbed it one for the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weighing on my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
that might be another approach.
Yeah. I would say, because after getting the results we did so far with doing shockwave and decompression at the same time, I feel like it's more effective. Like I would use the laser for decompression if somebody was having pain down their leg. Like laser is really good for that nerve pain, because if you're having sciatic pain all the way down your leg and I shockwave where the pain is, we're not going to find spots because that's not what's happening. So we would shockwave up where your like low back and SI joints are, and then we would laser where your symptoms are, because that's going to help with the symptoms, and the shockwave is going to get to the root of it. Yeah. And I would use laser with decompression if somebody was on like a high dose NSAID or something instead, and they didn't want to do shockwave, that kind of thing. Yeah.
The both of them have worked well. When we did the other before, that was extremely helpful as well. But this last way was really a good thing. So
it feels
that more
different for sure.
Yeah.
We're excited. I like I said, I love to have the newest outlook on it, and that's why I feel like if you just buy that machine and just bring it into your office, you're doing yourself and your patient such a disservice by not
being able to utilize it correctly.
That lady that came in that's 82 with the softening of the bone has it in her neck and her low back, and I think that her best bet, because she's weakened the bone so much, she's not a candidate for decompression, because that would be not
high risk.
And I think her best bet is to do that deep treatment of shockwave on the cervical spine and the lumbar spine that we just learned, but without the decompression part. But they're from 2 hours away. I don't know how they found me.
Wow.
So I found a chiropractor in Erie that's much closer that could do it, but I'm gonna call and be like, so have you been to the last seminar?
Yeah.
And I tell you how to do it. I don't want you to just
just waving the magic wand.
The magic wand needs some guidance to be met.
Right. There's some science.
So it'll be interesting. I don't want to offend them or anything, but I just want to make sure that they do the right.
Yep. Good.
All right. I will see you in the office sometime soon. You can always schedule online, and then we'll make it. Okay.
That sounds good. I appreciate all your help.
Yep. Have a good one, Roger.
Okay, you too.
Yeah.
Bye.